Hello and welcome back to Bourbon Barrel Talk. I'm your host, Scott Minton. Today we are sitting down in the Den of Thieves. We're back in Southern Indiana with the Crazy Boys. What can I say? We got John, Carl, and Jared in the house. What's up, fellas?
Hey.
What's going on?
Not much. So today we are doing a special tasting / review of Battleground Farms 338 Magic Bullets. And basically what these bad boys are, they are finished with a maple wood, a cherry wood, and a charred oak stave that are shaped like 338 bullets, and we dropped them in some Old Foe 100, which is blasphemy in some cases, that we would actually put it in Old Foe, but I thought if you're going to start with something, you don't want to start with shit, you want to start with a good product, so that way you can at least give the product a fair review. So we're going to start this bad boy off with the cherry, then the maple, then the oak. We're going to go in alphabetical order. And just kind of do it that. So it's been a while since I've seen you guys. I just saw John just got back from Ireland, a big fat family bash. How was that, man?
It was the most wonderful experience, I think, that I didn't know I needed.
There you go.
My sister got married to an Irish boy. We had 60-plus family members fly in from all over the country to go to Ireland. The food, the drinking, the hospitality, the scenery. It's just, my God, it makes you appreciate a lot of things when you come back to the States that you don't have access to, that are just readily available there.
So do you think it's odd that, like, Americans, it seems like, are kind of the only class of people that, yeah, we like our family, we enjoy being around our family, but we are like the quickest to get away from our family as we possibly can.
Yes.
Whereas other cultures, I feel like, are like, oh, mom, dad, move in with me, or I'm going to live with my grandparents, or it's not uncommon to see multi-generational families live together.
I think it is, and it's two-part because, one, we're so busy here in America. Even they say that on the Irish people that I talked to at the wedding, they are impressed at how much we go. And we wear that like a badge of honor, whereas over in Ireland, it is a little bit more slow-paced. And I think they're just rooted in more of a singular, like, cultural identity, being Irish, being hospitable, knowing their history, knowing their families, and really, like, that's their core, like, belief system. And we have that over here, but it is different because, I mean, the whole country of Ireland could fit roughly in the state of Indiana.
Right.
So you're looking at, okay, if we had 50 different Irelands all throughout the states, it gives you some perspective.
It would still be like half the size of the United States.
It would, yeah, it would. So it's amazing to me. But you're right. They do have a strong pride in family and taking care of generationally their family, because they inherit things. I mean, people over there, they have vacation homes. So when people come to stay, it becomes like the holidays are one of those things that goes on for days and.
Well, it's because they have like 8 weeks of vacation over there too.
I mean, they just.
We need to adopt.
They don't
that.
give as much as that. So it was great to see, and it definitely made me want to bring some more of that back home with me. Open door policy, spending more quality time with family, friends, and not be so go all the time where I get distracted.
I get that.
I'm busting down that door whenever I'm nearby. I'm just gonna kick that door and be like, right. "What's up?"
Everybody's welcome, but you.
Wow.
You have to go through a vetting process like the TSA just to get in the house.
Regan, I'm going home.
So he's getting the white glove treatment there, John?
A little bit.
So while John was talking, you guys were sniffing and hopefully sipping a little bit. But so Old Forester, Cherry Bullet, it does change the nose quite a bit.
Yeah.
But it's not like crazy drastic though. It's not like you're getting a whole.
No, it's definitely, you get much more of that stone fruit smell though. Like you get a little bit more of that. Also you get a weird earthier note too.
The palate's where I noticed it a bunch.
Yeah,
like right on the tongue. It's immediately you take a sip and it's like, whoa, this is
not Old Forester anymore.
Totally different. But the finish is like because it's cherry, but it tastes like a chocolate covered cherry. Like super, like a dark chocolate covered cherry in the back end, like as it sits there and goes down.
It's weird after 2 weeks of not drinking any bourbon at all, because we just drank Guinness and Jameson all the time. I'm struggling to get a lot of a taste on it. I get the nose. I'm not sure where the cherry is. It's disappearing on me when I taste it.
Yeah, I'm not getting as much of the cherry as I am just like some kind of like fruit, like dark fruit. Mm-hmm. It's not cherry though. It's weird. I see where you're coming from, but
It's very, and I think that's maybe where I'm getting more of that dark chocolate note, is because it is kind of that earthier note.
Yep. Huh. But it's totally, it's weird that, that little bullet in a bottle that's a 750 over the course of roughly, I think it was like 5.5 days. It wasn't a full 6 days that it changed it that much. Because Old Forester, I mean, this tastes nothing like Old Forester.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
100%.
trying to think back to when I've had Old Forester 110 and trying to compare that in my head. And it's like, this is completely
Yep.
not the same.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So you were saying that your wife got you these as kind of a niche gift.
Yeah.
Idea. Had you heard about them before that? Or?
So I've not heard about these specifically, but she did notice that we did a review a long time ago. Oak and Eden. Have you all seen their
Yeah.
stuff on the? So Oak. That's kind of, I guess, the thought process
They
she
got the
had was
spiral in there.
she's like, oh well, he's got these bottles, he's got these spirals in them. Let's just see what he can do with the actual spiral itself by itself rather than doing XYZ. So. And I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. So, like I said, I went and bought some OFO 100, dropped them in there because I didn't want to give it, I didn't want to put it in Barton or something. I don't drink anyway. So, I wanted to put it in a base that I was like, hey, this is this. And if I don't like it, guess what? I can use it as a great mixture and it'll be fine.
Right.
So, that's the way I look at it. So, what do you think? What do you think over?
I like it. Normally, I'm not an Old Forester fan,
Right.
unlike these two typically are. But I actually really like this a lot. It's got a nice Kentucky hug at the back end, which I normally don't get with stuff. So
Yeah.
And you tend to stray more towards the earthier tones and stuff like that.
yeah,
You're
I
much
like my
more of a-
Willits. I like my
You're much more of a
Ryes.
rye guy than John or I are, and so I can see why you would like this.
John?
My thoughts.
No, I was talking to the other John.
Okay.
He just wanted to hear the dead air.
The John in the other room.
Now I get to edit more.
I just can't. I don't get it much. But also, I think my tastes are still not quite back to what they
He
were.
brought back COVID from Ireland. So he brought back-
That's why I'm,
Congratulations, fuckers.
Damn you.
yeah,
That's
so
good, though.
I think I'm like Carl. Like I'm trying to bring back in my memory what just an Old Fo 100 is like, which is just like a solid, good standard bourbon.
yeah.
Though I had a crazy idea.
Well,
popped in my head.
last time on the podcast, I was really, I really enjoyed you kind of breaking down more methods of getting the nose in, and I've been doing that more with my drinking, and so that's now is helping. What the fuck are you laughing at?
It sounded like you said meth heads, not methods.
I said methods.
I know you did. I knew what you were saying. It just really sounded like
the
you
Den
said
of-
meth
Only
heads.
Jared
Den of
gets
Thieves
excited
is
about
about
when you
that.
start talking about meth heads.
The Den of Thieves is going to have one open seat here soon.
Calling all Bourbon Barrel Talk listeners, we're looking for a fourth member in the Den of Thieves. Jared has been officially booted off the podcast.
He'll come back under a different alias.
Yeah, so the nose is, I mean, like it's a little bit more woody, a little bit more earthy. And the funny thing is, like, I wouldn't get that it was cherry wood. It's
No.
more of like, oddly enough, it's almost like a cedar or something like that. So I don't know. It's definitely different. I'm not hating on it.
I think I'm going to get more out of maybe the oak or the maple, just because that's where I seem to pick
Yeah.
up some things on.
I'm gonna put a couple drops of water in this bad boy.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird. So it opens up the rye like crazy, with just now on the nose with adding the water.
Unfortunately, I finished mine before I ever did that.
Yeah, same. Scott's the only one that can
I
pace
was-
himself. We don't do a great job about that.
I was too excited
Degenerates.
to smell it just with
Totally
empty glass.
changes it,
That's what
though.
I was
Right?
super excited about.
So, I mean, I can pass the bottle back around. Let me see if I can find it over here real quick.
I mean,
If somebody handed me this as a blind pour, I would not know it's OFO 100.
No, you
Yeah.
would definitely not think it's OFO 100, but like just put just a touch in there and just put a couple of drops. But man, the rye really, really comes forward on that.
get that
I mean,
ASMR screw cap action in there. Everybody will love that.
So it's definitely,
And you said 6 days that you had?
yeah, it was like 5.5. It wasn't quite. So I did it late at night, and then on the 6th day in the morning. So it was actually 5.5 days, something like that. I went downstairs and was like, all right, these have changed enough that I don't want them to go any further, because I just kind of got scared, because if you've ever finished anything, you know that like a day too long or 2 days too long can be just bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can get really, really oaky or really, really this, or so you just got to really, really be
Oh, wow.
Particular.
That did bring out the rye a whole lot on that.
yeah. So
I still love it.
yeah, it's a lot more earthy whenever you add the water. So I don't know.
I think I get some more of the fruits coming
I'm
through.
going
now.
to keep that one neat.
I could Wouldn't bother me. Chilled or neat. I drink both ways.
Throw it in the freezer. No, just kidding.
I've never did that yet.
So I have done that with the Starlight Maple and the Starlight Honey. Actually, pretty good.
In the freezer, okay.
Yeah,
I
put it in
have
the
both
freezer.
of those. Ooh.
I was gonna say
try
throw it
that.
in the freezer and then pour it on some ice cream, but then I was like, that's kind of redundant because ice cream's already cold. So
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you ever drank bourbon cream?
yeah,
I love mine on ice cream.
Really.
Yeah.
I've never
My wife
actually-
loves
I
it
don't know why
too.
I've never thought about doing
So I
that.
get the Barton one, which is specifically chocolate covered cherry bourbon cream. And it's delicious. It's hard to find, but I use that for my ice cream. And then I typically use Buffalo Trace for like my coffee or for cocktails, things like that. And then what was the other one we tried? And it was pretty good too.
I have a Jim Beam one that's not terrible.
I want to say the other one was like Boone County or something like that. And it might not have been Boone County, I don't remember, but it was best with coffee, oddly enough. Or no, root beer.
Yeah, I
It was with
remember
root
that
beer.
podcast. I'm trying to remember that.
But I don't know.
Oh, do a root beer float. With
Yeah,
that?
root beer float. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Uh-oh,
And it's
man.
delicious. Delicious. So, all right. So, on to the maple. So,
This is a completely different.
so while you guys are sniffing and smelling, in one of our previous episodes, we asked Jared if he had ever seen Pulp Fiction and Accepted, two of my favorite movies. Both are kind of comedies. One is kind of warm-hearted and, you know, almost like I guess I'd call it like a romantic comedy, kind of the way Accepted ends. And then the other one is just straight up crazy.
I was gonna say you're in the romantic comedy. I was gonna say you're talking about Pulp Fiction, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then
yeah.
you said Accepted, and I was like, shit.
Well,
I
yeah.
can't make
Well,
that
Pulp
joke.
Fiction could be a romantic comedy.
You got Uma
could
Thurman
be.
and
Well,
John
Uma
Travolta.
Thurman. Well, I mean,
It's
Bruce
very
Willis.
funny when
Bruce Willis and his
she's-
girlfriend. That whole
dysfunctional love stories.
20, yeah,
but-
absolutely. Yeah, especially with the Gimp.
Yeah.
That's very dysfunctional.
That's
the comedy portion.
That's
or
what-
the
some butt
romance.
love.
Jared called me and he's like, "So, John, what the fuck is it with the Gimp?"
I was like, what the fuck did I just watch?
Marcellus Wallace.
I will say that Quentin Tarantino is one of my favorite directors, and I love how he gets off on certain things. In that movie, it's like it's samurai sword. Like the moment that Bruce Willis finds the samurai sword on the shop wall when he goes to wreck ass and
Right.
save the day is just like a beautiful moment, like an alluding to Kill Bill that he does later on in
Yep.
2001.
Yeah, he's
or
very
whatever.
big at foreshadowing. Like you
Yes.
can see little touches of every one of his movies in another movie. It's kind of weird how he does that. He ties it all together. So, Carl, you made a really, really ugly face whenever you tried this maple. So you're gonna have to give me your thoughts.
I'm not
first.
exactly liking it. There's no. I sort of like the Kentucky Egg a little bit. I like to taste the burn, just a hair. I mean, it's good, but it's not something I would. Not getting the earthy tones as the first one was, nor is sort of just more flat to me. I guess I'm trying.
Yeah, this one's mainly just wood to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess after I took the bullet out and let it mellow a little bit, it's just a lot more wood.
There's
kinda like a-
there's some sweetness
I was
under
gonna
it.
say, I got a little bit of sweetness.
But I don't think it's any sweeter than regular Ophel, though.
no,
No, it's honestly, I think it's more. To me, it's kind of more artificial than it is.
Yeah, maybe a little
Like-
bit of like vanilla or something that's in there, whereas I
Yeah.
would normally get more of a caramel flavor off of.
yeah, I'm not getting
Ophel.
any caramel or any of that off of this.
And then you usually get a little bit of banana sometimes off a lot of your old regular Old Forester.
Yeah, none of that.
I'm not-
None of that whatsoever.
there's no sweetness to this to me. It's just, I guess I'm tasting a lot more of the wood.
Watering it up.
Yeah.
See what's going on.
Doing that
It's-
on the last glass, the cherry really helped a lot. And I
So I prefer the cherry neat.
really without
Yep.
any water.
Yep.
It was good either way, so it didn't matter to me.
I thought I thought the rye popped too much once you added the water, and it kind of took away some of those sweeter nuances that I thought that it had originally.
It's different. I don't hate it.
It
but
brings
it's-
out something a little bit, but not enough.
So
to,
water makes it floral, though.
yeah.
Like it's not even a rye. It's like what's those little flowers? Honeysuckle.
You get a little bit like the
Yeah,
little
like-
bit of sweetness from there with the
But
kind
the
of
smell,
floral
like the smell of like honeysuckle,
Oh, fresh
Yeah,
honeysuckle
like fresh
bush.
honeysuckle bush, like out in the kind of the outskirts.
I can see where you get that.
I get that. Yeah,
little sweet, little floral.
it's almost a little peaty,
But still a little-
or mossy.
I haven't drank it yet, so I'm probably gonna puke now since you said Pete and Mossy. Everybody
we do
knows I
not have
love
a bucket.
Scotch.
But that could be like his floral could be like your kind of on that kind
Earthy
of
tones.
Yeah.
Not, I wouldn't say earthy, but starting to go from kind of a sweeter kind of floral note to an earthier note. I think
It's
maybe
not a
it
fruit.
could
It's
be.
not an oaky, but it is. It's a bit
But it's
earthen.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
just
can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost like a like a wheatgrass or something like that. Yeah, I actually prefer this one with a couple of drops of water though.
Yeah, I prefer it with water too. It opens up just enough to give it a little more flavor to me.
But you don't get any sweetness off of it, Carl?
Honestly, I don't. But
I get a little
My
bit,
taste
but-
buds are a little screwed up.
I'm not getting maple. Like I wouldn't distinguish it as maple.
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't have a
maple
syrup
syrup. Yeah.
quality of that. No, agreed.
Is it like real like? To me, it seems like it's just really sticking in my mouth and on the glass and whatnot.
Yeah,
Is it like super like?
But look at it. I mean, look at the glass and how much it's really really clinging to the glass. It's got a lot of hang and a lot of legs.
I didn't pay attention to the last one, but
Well,
I don't remember it.
I can
being,
tell you the last one still had plenty of legs too.
Yeah. So.
Does Ultra 100 have that normally?
Oh, yes, it definitely has legs. I don't know that it has quite this, and the reason, but I mean, that wood sat in there for a few days, and like I said, I mean, it changes drastically. I mean, any of those type of staves. That's the reason that when we did the Oak and Eden thing, like when I revisited those bottles, like 6 weeks later, I was like, whoa, like it was way different, like way different. So those are bottles that if you're going to either commit to the you're gonna have some funk in a few weeks, or and not necessarily bad funk. It's like the French oak got way better. Mm-hmm. The other ones I was just like, so not too much. But
so highly recommend the French oak then.
I don't highly recommend the French oak. I'm just saying the French oak got way better. There's a big difference.
Well, highly recommend it compared to the other two.
It's like saying which is your favorite finger to be cut off. Oh, I'll take the pinky. It seems like it does a lot less shit than the rest of them.
No,
I want my thumb and index finger gone.
I was going to say that. Damn it.
So what did you think of Pulp Fiction, Jared?
No, it's a great movie. Very good movie. Very funny. Very serious at times. The Gimp thing was like, I was like both like mortified and also laughing my ass off at the same time. Samuel L. Jackson's hilarious. The whole, whenever they bust into the dude's apartment and is interrogating him and everything like that, and just going all off. And then I can't think of his name, but he accidentally John Travolta actually blows the guy in the backseat's
Reggie.
head off.
Reggie.
Yeah.
That's Reggie.
Oh, that poor son of a bitch. That was so funny.
You're the one that shot Reggie in the face. Yeah, it had so many great one-liners, so many different things that movie. I just so thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm glad you got a chance to watch it, and I'm glad that you got to experience it.
Scott, we were traveling around Ireland, my wife and my aunt, and we stopped at a little rest station area to get some food, and had some Burger King. And on the receipt, it said Royale with cheese, and I thought of that.
That's awesome.
Is it bad? I still think of Paris with Love.
Big Mac is just a Big Mac. They just say "Love Big Mac."
What were you saying, Carl?
I get From Paris with Love is what always sticks out because like every other line is Royale with cheese because he's referring. It's John Travolta saying it, referring it back to when he was in Pulp Fiction.
Some
I must not have seen that movie. I don't
deep
know.
meta stuff.
It's
going
not
on
a
right
very
there.
popular movie.
I've never seen it. I've heard it referenced on a bunch of things, but I've never seen it.
So this oak is very, very different than the other two. It might be because it was charred. I will say that that's the one difference between this one and that one. But I'm getting a little bit more smoky.
Hence the completely charred look
Yep.
of the bullet there. Yeah.
Which I mean, really, you could, if you wanted to, you could buy and probably char them yourself if you wanted to.
Yeah, you probably honestly, it might not be a bad idea. Like if whoever uses these next time, put a little fresh char with like a little blowtorch on the maple and on the cherry,
Yeah.
and just see how that changes them. So
There you go. You got a blowtorch, John, up there.
you got 3 bottles. You got one of the cigar blowtorches.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Those things that'll probably catch it.
I wonder how those would do in Wild Turkey 101.
There you go.
That'd be
Well, that's the next experiment right there.
We'll let you do the
Yeah.
next
I'll
experiment.
provide the bottles. That's fine with me.
You provide
really
the
like
bottles,
the
take them
nose.
home.
He'll
Now, you're
drink.
gonna have to start tasting them after about third day. You'll start noticing a difference.
That's
after
fine
that.
with me.
He's like, no problem. I got you right there. Third, fourth,
Twist my
fifth,
arm.
sixth, seventh, eighth. Oh, wait, the 12th day they're empty, Scott. Dude, I can't tell the difference between the first day and the 12th day, Scott. They're all empty.
Kayla just comes out at 2 a.m. and Carl's just sitting there watching the bottle.
Change, damn it, change.
I like the nose on this one, Scott.
I do too.
You got a timer going down.
So,
when can I taste it?
It's
when
funny.
can
So
I taste it?
this is a little bit more reminiscent to True Old, though.
Yeah.
Huh? So crazy.
The nose is a little more, got the wood flavor, but
yeah,
it doesn't.
It's a little oakier.
Oh, I love that. That's good.
I like
Yeah.
this better
I get
than
the
two.
banana. I get the banana
Yeah.
a lot on this one. Well,
Right.
not a lot, but a lot more than the other two combined or compared.
Banana, some brown sugar.
Yeah,
Maybe a little
that
vanilla.
smells great.
It does smell great. Yeah.
But I mean,
Almost like a little creme brulee in there. Yeah.
I don't think any water needed on this one.
Well, you got to do it, man. It's science. You got to try it.
but this is so much less viscous. I don't know if viscous is the
Bill
right word,
Nye
but
the
it's not.
Science Guy.
It doesn't seem like it clings as much especially compared to the last one.
It's got a lot of legs, man.
But it doesn't. It's not like drying my mouth out like the last one was.
Yeah. I mean, it's
It
coming
doesn't
down.
linger in your mouth, is what you're saying.
Yes, I guess.
That's what she
That's
said.
what, damn it, Scott. Oh, almost had it.
I'm glad somebody caught that.
It's good though.
I think
It's
this
very
is
good.
my favorite of the three, personally.
So the water
Oh.
really opens up.
Yeah, it really did.
It's bringing forward some of that rye. It's bringing forward like almost an apple.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy how much just a small bit of water will change that entire flavor profile.
Huh.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. I don't know if I like this one or the
It
first
is
one better.
happily. That's weird, Scott.
Yeah.
I'm still preferring the first one. This one's really good. For some strange reason, I just prefer that first one.
You like that cherry, huh?
Yeah,
That first one's got so much more earthy tones for you.
that's probably why. That's why I like.
I guess. I mean, I'm just spitballing.
So I prefer the nose on this one after it's had water added to it, but I prefer the flavor on it neat.
Yeah, it almost brings too much of the rye
Yep.
forward.
The apple
to me.
doesn't come out on the flavor. I thought for sure when
Yep.
I smelt it that I'd be able to taste it.
It's a lot more earthy.
Oh. Yeah, that's gross. Not gross. I just.
If y'all could see Jared,
Tell us how you really feel, Jared.
It's not gross. It's just
Jared throwing thunder
really
punches.
different after.
That's what
you
she
put
said.
Water. Yeah, exactly. Man, how many? That's what she
It
said.
has a lot more.
This is the new title of the episode. That's what she
That's
said.
what she said.
Has a lot more burn on the back end.
So yeah, the Kentucky Hug comes through. It's a little bit more proficient, even with water, which is weird. But I think it's because some of that rye pops for sure. Yep,
It's
I don't
good.
know. I prefer the smell of it when it's got a little water, but I do prefer the taste.
Tastes neat. Yeah.
I go with
I
Carl.
actually prefer it with a little bit of water. Just
I like.
So it sounds like none of us were really big fans of the maple.
Yeah.
It's kind of the weakest link in the
I think we were all
three.
kind of meh.
I think you really should char the maple before you put it.
Oh,
in
yeah.
there.
I'll char
Let's
them
just let's just experiment the shit out of these things, and we'll pass them around.
Okay.
That's
Can
what
I go
she
from
said.
there?
Now, do you
Absolutely.
worry
Hope
that
she didn't pass too many people around.
do you
Or
worry
get passed around.
that a bullet will come out if you char it too long?
Probably not.
Will you JFK yourself, Carl?
no.
The magic bullet.
Get a little pair
Just
of
shoots out of
little
it.
pair of metal like eyebrow tweezers. Hold on to it. Get it all charred up.
Kayla's gonna walk
don't
out.
They
hold
do
it.
have alcohol on them, so I don't know how easy they'll ignite or not.
I'll take them to
ignite.
work first when I'm doing that.
But
So even after only 5.5 days, though, it changes it. Could you imagine doing it for 8 or 9 days? I mean, it would
see
just
how the letters are on
completely-
there.
I think it'd just be
I'll-
straight
I'll mark those on the bottle.
or
Just
something.
whatever.
I don't.
The good thing is where the primer should be is a hole. So you
Yep. Yep. Something to hold on to it for sure. But
haven't got to
so
look at it.
Battleground Farms makes these 338 bullets. You can drop them into your bourbon. You can enhance the flavor. I don't. You can change the flavor. I'm not even sure 100% that it enhanced it all the way, but
the cherry did
so
to me.
and that's fine. Like I said, so let's rank them and which one you like the best to the least, and give everybody a swig at that. And who's going to start? Carl, you're going to start. I know you're going to say cherries first.
Cherry, then the what was it?
Oak.
Oak.
Then the
Maples.
maple. The maple just really didn't have much.
Yeah. I would
Cherry.
probably go the same as Carl. I'd go the cherry, then the charred oak, and then the maple.
All right, John.
I'm going to throw up my charred oak as the first one, and then the cherry and the maple.
I'm going to agree with John. So it's a 50-50 split. So
And some of that I wonder is just me thinking like for the Huber's maple, that's what I'm expecting is more of that syrupy
Yeah.
quality, and I didn't get any of that. So
let's-
I don't know if that's
probably part
some
of
of
it. But I'm not saying anybody does it intentionally or anything else, but there's always something left in those barrels when they fill them.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting some syrup, you're getting some extra things that go to it. I mean, like literally, you can kind of see, in this one bottle we'll try later.
It's like the gas and crew we have that I got down at Bardstown. They probably left about a gallon of maple syrup in that thing.
Oh,
Right.
God.
It is Very strong.
So, and that definitely is going to enhance the flavor quite a bit. So,
I think it's a neat experiment though for something that won't set you back a whole lot. You can.
yeah. I think they were
play
$20-something
things.
for all 3 bullets, which is not a ton. And then
not bad.
and what in my situation, I spent roughly $60 on bourbon, so $80 was the experiment. Or so I mean, not a ton of money. Wild Turkey 101 is what, like $14.99 now. Or are
If
they
you
up
don't
to
catch
20?
it on, it's almost 20.
Almost
it's like
20.
17.
Okay,
18.
so it's going to be similar cost as far as that experiment. Like I said, I was going to go JTS Brown bottled and bond, but not enough people know what JTS Brown bottled and bond tastes like. So I was like, some people don't like that heavy rye that Heaven Hill produces with that. So I was like, you know what? Let's start with Obvo. It's one of my favorites, and that way I kind of got a better idea of what the base is going to be like.
That's a Heaven Hill product?
Yeah,
Why did I think it was Jim Beam?
don't know.
Oh,
I don't know why I'm thinking that. Never
yeah.
mind.
The bullets are
Up front.
$29 before shipping.
Gotcha.
I'm
All right.
going to get one of those, and I'm going to throw it in some George T. Stagg and see what it tastes like.
No, I forbid that.
I will hit you with all my might.
We're all going to show up at your house wearing black suits with white shirts and black ties,
Better idea.
quoting Samuel Jackson.
Better
You can do
idea. I'm going to steal one of Carl's unopened Stag Juniors, open it, put one of those in there.
Sad part is I don't have any unopened ones.
Damn it.
And you
Carl.
touch my Wild Turkey Cornerstone, there will be hell to pay.
that. Carl
just
will
take that
make a
13
real
then.
bullet appear.
A real 33,
A real
338. whichever.
That will also be hell to pay.
Well, all right. So
God, thanks for bringing these 3 over. It was a lot of fun to experiment with these.
no problem. I appreciate you all checking it out with me. If you guys want to find Bourbon Barrel Talk, you can find us on all of our social media mediums. So Facebook, Instagram, and the old Twitter. You can email us at bourbonbarreltalk@gmail.com. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so that way you get these episodes as soon as they come out. Also, if you want to, you can send us all kinds of messages. Make sure you also are listening on my favorite medium. I love Spotify. For those folks that don't have Spotify, you can Apple iTunes, for your iPhone users, Google Podcast, Pandora, all those good things. This is Scott, John, Jared, and Carl signing off. Peace out.